Let Ukraine.
At a meeting of our allies in Germany.
This coalition will not let Ukraine fail.
But new U.S. military aid remains stalled in Congress as Ukraine goes on the offensive inside Russia, targeting refineries and more.
Ukraine has stepped up its shelling of Russian territory in recent months. Yesterday, the governor of the Belgorod region claimed 4 people died in an attack on one village. Now he says he's taking action to protect the area's children. 9,000 kids will be evacuated.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Israel is going to send a delegation to Washington to address U.S. concerns about a looming offensive against Hamas in an area of Gaza full of Palestinian civilians, as Israel also says it's killed 50 terrorists in an operation around Gaza's biggest hospital. Some of President Biden's fellow Democrats have been critical of his support for Israel in the war, prompting former President Trump to say Jews who vote for Democrats hate Israel and their religion. A Biden spokesman calls that vile. There are presidential contests in 5 states today, including Arizona, where President Biden will go today after stops in Nevada.
The campaign has also cut a new digital ad leveraging former President Trump's comments about the auto industry, that if he's not elected, it'll be a bloodbath for the country. The Biden campaign says Trump has spent years threatening political violence and praising dictators. The Trump campaign responded saying, quote, "No amount of gaslighting from the Biden campaign can mask Biden's bloodbath he's brought all across America."
Fox's Rich Edson now follow up to the Supreme Court ruling that gave states the right to restrict abortions. In the first full year after that,
medication abortions accounted for about 63% of all abortions in the country, up from 53% in 2020. The Guttmacher Institute is a research group that supports access to abortion and says after the ruling, 14 states completely banned abortion.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. America's listening to Fox News.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
Well, since President Biden and former President Trump are already the presumptive nominees in the contest today in Arizona, Florida, Kansas, Illinois, and Ohio, will just add to their delegates. There's also a Senate primary in Ohio. State Senator Matt Dolan tells Fox.
Republicans in Ohio want somebody who's actually going to go execute on the principles and agendas that we believe in and go to Washington and actually execute and get things done.
Now, Dolan is being challenged by Bernie Moreno, who has former President Trump's support. Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose is also in that GOP race. The winner faces Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown in November. 6 former law enforcement officers in Mississippi will be sentenced over the next 3 days after pleading guilty to torturing 2 black men last year in a racially motivated attack. A former Trump ally goes behind bars today.
Peter Navarro, the former White House Trade Council director under President Trump, is told to report to a federal prison to serve 4 months for contempt of Congress. Navarro refused to cooperate with the House of Representatives' January 6th committee, claiming to be barred from testifying due to then-President Trump's executive privilege. He is appealing his conviction, but also tried appealing his sentencing order, hoping to remain free while appealing the case. But the U.S. Supreme Court declined to intervene. Navarro is expected to serve his time at the Federal Correctional Institution in Miami. In Broward County, Florida, Eben Brown, Fox News.
A mother in Ohio is going to prison for life, and the judge who sentenced Crystal Candelario gave her no chance at parole for aggravated murder. Candelario was convicted in her 16-month-old daughter's death, leaving the little girl in a playpen alone in their house for 10 days without food or water, while Candelario went on vacation to Michigan and to Puerto Rico. On Wall Street, stock futures are falling ahead of today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Urbana police investigating after shots fired near Crestview Park over the weekend. The gunfire happened in the area of Cottage Grove and Colorado Avenue Saturday. 13 shell casings were found, according to police, with damage to 2 homes and a car. But the good news, nobody was hurt. Governor has announced plans to rebuild 2 state prisons, the Logan Correctional Center in Lincoln and the Stateville Correctional Center in Crest Hill. Stateville Prison opened almost a century ago. Logan Center opened in 1978. The plans are included in the governor's budget of 2025. The price tag on both projects estimated between $805 and $935 million. Starting next year, high school juniors across Illinois will likely be taking the federally mandated state college entrance exam, the ACT. Illinois students have been taking the SAT college entrance exam for the past 8 years, when the other major national exam, the ACT, was used. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
It was always SAT or ACT, but for us it was ACT.
Right.
So we're now an SAT place, right?
Right.
So everybody's SAT, which is like 1,600 points. And we have kids around Champaign-Urbana that somebody gets a 1,600. So very much like Greg Solier when he took those tests, perfect score.
Especially in the science meteorology
every
department.
Time. No, he knew everything. So.
No, I there was not back in my era, and Stevie can testify to this. There was no such thing as the SAT in my part of the Midwest, the Chicagoland area. It was just the ACT.
Yeah,
I believe I was a 23. I got a 23 on that.
I did poorly. I forgot to take a book home when I was in high school. I just didn't remember that, but I was really good at social stuff. So
me too.
Student council and singing and things like that.
Acting.
It's our friend meteorologist Greg Solier. We're kind of a weary eye. They can't cancel. All the teams are going to be in place no matter what the storms because they're already there. Today they leave for the Thursday game. Illinois flies out later today for Omaha.
Okay.
So even if crowds can't get there, they can't cancel these games. I mean, there's nowhere to put them.
At least get the teams in.
You've got to get the teams in, the trucks in. It doesn't even have to be on TV, really. It just has to. So talk to me about whatever winter storms in whatever part of the country we might get here, buddy.
Well, and we sit in between right here in the Midwest in relatively good order. And yeah, we have a little dash of snow, and we are still winding our way here through the last few hours of, at least astronomical wintertime around here. So not all that unusual, but we're going to wind up a pretty good system over the northeast in New England and get some lake effect into that particular part, as in the Syracuse area. So I think, this will be sort of a long duration type thing, and those are typically a little better opportunity to handle the snow removal, blowing around and all that kind of stuff. It'll tend to be a wetter type snow, no real bitter cold into the Northeast, New England, New York State, etc. So, a manageable setup in quotes, we'll put it that way. And I think the same also applies to Omaha. You just use your smarts, use your noggin, a little bit of rain, a little bit of wet snow, or maybe a small accumulation out that way. And I don't foresee any big deal on even that in that particular part of the country. Ground's very warm as well, so that will help in the assistance of road conditions, particularly on the main routes and the state runs as well. So if you just, plan smart, thinking ahead, traveling, normal adjustment to moisture, whether it's snow or rain on the roadway, you'll get there in good order. So like a cancel it out type storm in both parts of the country, don't see it, just a little extra travel time. And since we already had a lead on that, we should be, at least by my estimates, here in relatively good shape. So with that in mind, cold morning here in Champaign County, but the winds are already correct, as Finkel used to say, out of the south-southwest at 15, but that's knocking wind chills down to 15. 27 the air temperature, Willard and Savoy and Rantoul. But we'll make amends, and boy, we're going to be all over creation on these temperatures in the coming days. 58 today, southwest wind will gust to 40 miles per hour for our producer friends, with the low afternoon humidity down around 15%, and what's left of tender vegetation from last season, put that on heavier, hotter equipment, and you got some grass fire potential, so use caution there. Sunshine the rule today. Spring knocks at the door. We'll let it in at 10:06 this evening. Not as cold on to 33 tomorrow, mostly sunny, windy, but colder, more seasonal at 46. A few sprinkles late in the day on Thursday, increasing clouds at 45. That's the system that will likely generate during tomorrow night into Thursday morning out in Omaha, some rain and snow. Well, you'll get into some rain here Thursday night, a little wet snow on the backside Friday morning, the high near 50. 47 on Saturday, sprinkles late day Sunday at 50. Big warm up next week, a lot of rain too, with Monday and Tuesday highs near 60. Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. Well, here we are. March Madness is upon us. The first four begins tonight in Dayton, Ohio.
With the play-in games.
Yep. And then those 2 games, the 4 games, That field of 68, so those four will slide into whatever seed they'll be and get to play Thursday, Friday, so it's kind of a quick turnaround for these guys. But they're in. At least they get to play.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women found out they're going to play Thursday evening at 6, I think, at State Farm.
Against Missouri State.
Yeah, and I think it's NIT?
Right.
Okay.
I'm not sure what they call that.
Play on. That's good.
Absolutely.
Get some more time on the court. So many of the men's teams said no thank you to the NIT.
Right.
And I don't know, with the portal opening yesterday, that's going to be... I mean, why do they start it when the tournament's going on? I mean, why don't you wait till the season's over?
That would be nice, so we can focus on what's happening right now.
Well, every coach is at the helm. I mean, if
Right.
you're not in this tournament, even if you are, you're keeping your eyes out, and you're trying to prepare for Morehead State. And yet there's going to be over 1,000 kids that are going to enter the portal and some big names that you'll know.
Mm-hmm.
And why wouldn't you want to come to Illinois, Big Ten tournament champions and all that?
Absolutely.
And winning this Big Ten program over the last 5 years.
Man, that sounds good. Way to go, Coach Brad Underwood.
Where do you want to play, son?
That's right. So the NIT has Cornell and Ohio State tonight at 6. Minnesota's at Butler. And Iowa is at Kansas State as far as our Big Ten teams in action with the NIT tonight.
Okay, so there are teams that said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Said Iowa and Ohio State hired that kid. The interim coach got the job.
Oh, that 37-year-old.
Yeah, so good for him. Had a nice run at the end.
Yes, he did. And then Minnesota and Butler, I mentioned.
Minnesota plays on. Minnesota, nice here.
Uh-huh.
All right, so it's 7:12. Brad Evans was on the Jeremy Warner podcast about Illinois and what he thought of Brad's team this year.
So can they go out and outscore their opponents? Hell yeah, they can. They are entirely capable of doing that. And as I've said before, this is the best constructed team that Brad Underwood has ever had in his tenure to win multiple tournament games. Because of Coleman Hawkins, he can play every single position on the floor. He is a matchup nightmare. Marcus Damas and that booty ball and that fadeaway like old man game that he has, sky-high basketball IQ. They're hitting threes with regularity. Terrence Shannon is back at that All-American level. I mean, they have the offensive goods to beat anybody in the nation. I just am concerned if they have a mediocre or a cool shooting day or night, they're going to get ousted because they're frankly not D'ing up.
Yeah, there's always that fear. You get flat in a particular point in the game. We showed that every game over the weekend. Still managed to win. But, if you're looking for a stress-free experience, just go somewhere.
Right.
And go somewhere where there's no television. Because
the library.
This isn't going to be it's not going to be stress-free.
Right.
Morehead State's probably going to be plenty of stress. They're going to be beating us at some point in that game. It's guaranteed.
Right.
Everybody's good. And then, BYU, they shouldn't be a 6. They're really a 5. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And I don't, it's so unfair that everything is this. You play since October. You've been in practice since summer. Everything is this. That's just what it is. And 26 wins, unbelievable. That's a lot of wins.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to get to 20.
Yeah.
We're at 26. And yet, this just got to win.
Right.
So, I mean, it's going to be really disappointing if we don't get to the Sweet 16. At least then you get to the Sweet 16. I think the pressure's off. That's like whatever. Everybody's good. Everybody's good in the first weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is back in the day, you'd get your seed, you go play. It's like, hey, we got these guys. Everybody got better. The 3-point line equalized everything. So it's exciting. There's a zillion pools out there. You can always participate. Some are free, some aren't. Pools are fun. There's one I heard of that every round you have to pick a winner. So pick a team. So every single round of the NCAA, you have to pick one winner, but you can't pick the same team more than once. So I'm going to pick UConn. Okay, they're going to beat the 16. That's one. You advance. Second round, can't pick UConn. Now what are you picking? I'm going to pick Houston. Okay, a little better game in the second round, but okay.
Okay.
Well, then you get down to the nitty-gritty. There's going to be some coin flips. And I've never heard of a pool that does it quite like that. But every round you have to pick one winner, and you're given more credit if there's a tiebreaker if you pick the team that is a little higher seed and you pick the 8 to win over the 9, you'll get 8 points. It's just fascinating. There's so much creativity.
Yeah.
People in these pools that are everywhere now. All right, quarter after, Brad Underwood on the Field of 68 podcast. Is Terrence Shannon got it going on?
I do. And, he got off to such a great start this season. When he came back, he's such a good teammate. And we were clicking. We were number 2 in the country in offensive efficiency without him. But where we really missed TJ was on the defensive side. In our game with Nebraska, we had him on Tominaga the entire game, chasing him around and making life difficult.
Oh, man, Tominaga. Casey Tominaga, best Japanese player ever.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, you just wouldn't look at him and say, you can't stop him. And you're going, he doesn't shave. Is he 14? He's like 6 foot.
He's just speedy, and he takes the shots. And
he makes
even
them,
though it's scrappy, they go in.
And his energy is infectious. But you'd be really tired chasing around Casey Tominaga from Nebraska. They play a very good Texas A&M team, so I hope they get out of the first round, but I'm not sure they will. All right, other sports headlines, Diane Ducey.
All right, well, Illinois and Bradley in baseball. If you want to check that out at Illinois Field at 6 o'clock. Illinois softball is in Bloomington Normal to face ISU at 5 today. We have Morehead State 2-10. That's Thursday as we enjoy March Madness in our new ranking of number 10. Now, I heard Kyle talking about, we bounced back and forth, and as soon as we cracked the top 10, we had a few losses, so he doesn't like that, but, we'll be fine.
Here's
funny how the superstition stuff starts to come out.
You just understand that every day is your last one.
Yes.
That's how you ought to live life. Today could be it.
Right.
So live it full. Live full, die empty.
Yes.
I mean, go. And everything on the court, play your best. And if you win, you survive. If you don't, you're done. So, and it can happen anytime. You could lose this first game. You could lose the second game. You could lose the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth game. But somebody's going to win 6. One team will end happy.
That's right. Now we've got the NIT and the games going on there with Ohio State and Cornell. Then Minnesota is at Butler, and Iowa hosting Kansas State as far as the NIT action. Now I was looking at the women's basketball invitational tournament, and as a 4 seed, Illinois will host Missouri State at the State Farm Center Thursday at 6. So we're taking note of that too. Illinois football, actually spring practice starts today.
Let's go.
And we've got Thad Ward as the promoted assistant head coach and running backs coach to Brett Bielema. Of course, that game will be April 20th. So we're taking note of that as far as Illinois football. Bulls win. They beat Portland, and Cleveland beat the Pacers.
All right, weather with Greg Solier, brought to you by Urbana Park District.
They've got that ukulele jam. They have the Fresh Teen Hangout. They have toddler art play groups. They have Sunday morning bird walks. They have lots of great free activities. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
And we have a Stever next.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Off yesterday's snowflakes and a cold start to the day today. Some moderation this afternoon, but with sunshine, it'll be a wind-blown day's worth of weather with low afternoon humidity. Highs at 58. That west-southwesterly wind will gust to 40 miles per hour this afternoon. Tonight, the spring equinox clocks in at 10:06 this evening. Not as cold, clear, and 33. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, windy, and chillier with a high at 46 degrees at northwest to north wind at 15 to 25 and gusty. Diminishing wind, a cold night tomorrow night with a hard freeze. Lows down to 26, increasing clouds today on Thursday. Bit of rain late in the day. High temperature up around 45 late Thursday night, and then Friday morning, a little mixed snow to some of that rain as it comes to an end. The high at 49, 47 at chilly Saturday. Into Sunday, some sprinkles late, the high near 50. Highs close to 60 with increasing outbreaks of showers and a couple of thunderstorms for Monday and Tuesday of next week, the start of another wet weather pattern across our part of the Midwest. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Server maker and NVIDIA partner Supermicro Computer stock is falling after the company said it's planning to offer 2 million shares of its common stock in a public sale. This would let the company capitalize on its shares climbing 252% year to date. Unilever says it expects to slash 7,500 jobs around the world, predominantly office-based roles, and may spin off the ice cream unit that produces Ben & Jerry's. The multinational maker of Dove soap and Hellmann's mayonnaise says that lower margin ice cream unit differs from its other businesses. The restructuring plan will cost around 1.2% of revenue for the next 3 years for Unilever, which says it's trying to turn into a higher growth, higher margin business. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts ad-free on Apple Podcasts with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Trey Gowdy, the Fox News Rundown, Will Kane, Brian Kilmeade, and so much more. Go to foxnewspodcasts.com for all the details. The Fox News Rundown, a contrast of perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. Your daily dose of news twice a day, featuring insight from top newsmakers, reporters, and Fox News contributors. Listen and subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
Amy was in a situation, it's probably fairly common. She needed to sell her mom's home in Thomasboro. She needed money to, help care for her mother. So she decided to interview an agent, a real estate agent, who suggested listing the home at $130,000. Well, they found the Nate Evans Group, and Nate was able to have 5 showings. 3 days later, had multiple offers, selling the home for over the list price. You got to find the right person to help you get the right money.
To get those offers lined up and sell for the highest price. Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group with eXp Realty. Get that immediate cash offer on your home. There's flexible fees. Sell your home for the most money possible. And call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans at 217-239-7113. A friend you can trust in the business. A partnership with Zillow to bring all kinds of buyers to create demand for your home. Selling it faster and for more money. Just go online, search Nate Evans Group, and start packing.
Sell your home with the Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
I'm Deputy Coroner Lori Brower, and I'm seeking your vote in the Democratic primary election for Champaign County Coroner. For the past 3 years, I've worked in the coroner's office. I perform death investigations and assist with autopsies. I'm familiar with the duties and responsibilities of the office, and I know where they can be improved. Vote Lori Brower for coroner because experience and compassion matter. I bring a unique and effective blend of experience and knowledge to the office. I'm a nationally registered EMT and licensed EMS instructor. I've worked as a corrections officer, a medical office assistant, and an emergency room technician. My vision is of a modern, efficient, and collaborative office that's more responsive to the needs of the community, and only I have that background and network to make it happen. I'm a Champaign County native and reside in Urbana, where my husband and I raised 3 children. You can learn more at my website, votebrower.com. Vote Lori Brower for coroner because experience and compassion matter.
Paid for by Friends of Lori Brower.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
We have a Stever, my friends. It is a program where I, Stevie Jay, happily give you money. Today from Bulldog Disposal.
Oh, cool.
It's a 6 cubic yard doggy bag. And nobody has any idea what 6 cubic yards is, but I don't know. Is it 4 feet by 6-8 feet? I mean,
once it's unfolded, it kind of looks like a regular dumpster to me.
It's itty bitty compared to a dumpster, but it does hold up to 2,000 pounds of stuff. And if you're doing tile, you're doing the bathroom or something.
Yeah, you're remodeling.
Sometimes when you get a roll-off dumpster, it's more money, and certainly it takes. Sometimes people have them in the yards for a long time because they can't quite get it done. These things you can go buy at Do Best Hardware for like $40.
Uh-huh.
And then Phil at Bulldog Disposal will come and get it, and he brings a crane. If you have small children, they'll love it. Whoa, big crane grabbing bag that's heavy. Will it break? Stay back, it might break. I mean, he's had a couple where it's been very close because, well, 2,000 pounds of stuff's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a ton.
Boy, that's clearing out the garage for sure.
So I will buy you one doggy bag, and I will pay for the $175 pickup. You have to live in Champaign County for this. And if you're interested, just text in doggy bag.
Uh-huh.
And I'll take care of this $210 deal for you. You have to kind of get the doggy bag. He'll deliver. And then this is one where you fill out your survey when you're done, because I'm not going to rush you. 7 days isn't very kind of up to you, but you'll want to clean out stuff and get rid of it. You ought to donate what you can, and then some things just have to be tossed, I guess. But a whole bunch can be reused somewhere. So anyway, doggy bag free, 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line.
In case you'd like to check it out, it's bulldoggybag.com.
Yep, DOGGY. Bulldoggybag.com, and you can see some videos on there too. But
Phil's
looking
been
for
at
somebody
this over 13 years, it looks like. So he knows what he's doing.
If you would like to get one of these for free, just text in doggy bag 217-359-2255. What a good feeling it is to get organized.
Yeah.
And feel that you are. Okay, if I say Champaign-Urbana, what name would you say? Okay, Champaign-Urbana, Brett Mielma, Brad Underwood.
I mean, to me, it's Roger Ebert comes to mind.
Just somebody around now. Somebody
okay,
here.
gotcha.
Sam?
Yeah.
Front page of the News Gazette is all about Sam.
Awesome.
It's called Mr. Ambassador.
I love that.
Bob Osmussen did a great piece on Sam, who's everybody. You don't need
at the I Hotel.
Yeah, it's Sting, it's Cher, it's Sam.
That's right.
Sam Santhanum. Sam Santhanum. I just know him as Sam.
Mm-hmm.
I Hotel president happily goes extra mile for guests and staff. Sam's list of contacts and his cell phone numbers in the thousands. I always have room for one more, he said. He has greeted and meted thousands of people and has gone the extra mile. You know what he told me? I told the story of going to Quincy to get a transmitter.
Yeah.
He told me that when I last saw him, he said, I'll drive for you.
Right.
What? He's just.
I've had people say that myself.
He'll just go. He'll do that. He takes if basketball coaches to mass when they want to go.
That's
he'll
right.
drive them at 6 a.m. and just does that.
Right.
He'll take people to his house if he has.
Very
to.
resourceful guy.
No, he doesn't say no
because he'll connect you to get the problem solved.
He is just is a really good man. He's from India, and I believe that Sam has a deep love for Champaign-Urbana and the United States because he's been other places. I think that's something that is hugely valuable to have more love of country when you understand how the rest of the world lives.
Absolutely.
If you see other places, you tend to say, God bless America.
Mm-hmm.
And so Sam has a broad perspective. 2 beautiful children. One's a captain in the Army. And just as good a man as I've ever met as far as giving and loving and servicing and taking care of. Sam wore the parking vest when people parked their cars. He came here to the I Hotel. He's now the president of the I Hotel, but he started parking cars.
Right.
He was humble enough and had zero pretentiousness to serve you and didn't care what he had to do to get done. He still does it.
I love that.
He'll still park cars.
Right.
He's just a get-her-done guy. And you just ought to go get the News Gazette or go online or do whatever you do and read this nice article about Sam. And very happy for Sam. He has made his mark in Champaign-Urbana. Talks about being 65 years old and says, as long as I'm good, I'm going.
Right.
So as long as he's healthy, he plans to keep it going because...
I might pick one up, then go get it signed by him.
Damn, a little autograph. Get it on eBay for $150 or something. No, but what a gem of a human being. We love you, Sam. Congratulations.
That's right.
Great piece. Great article today. All right, we shall return. Our friend Joe Cardinelli, former lieutenant, lieutenant commander for New York Police, and he's running for office, I do believe. So we'll ask him all about that coming up next. This is primary day. You can go vote today. primary in Champaign County. Grab a Republican or Democratic ballot if you like. 11 polling places in the county. 7:30.
Illini fans, this year we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium for the 2024 Fighting Illini football season. Season tickets for the 2024 football season are on sale now, and Illini fans who renew their season tickets by February 1st are eligible to win amazing prizes, memorabilia, and experiences. Secure your season tickets for Homecoming, Dad's Day, and a special rededication of Memorial Stadium on October 19th against Michigan. Visit fightingillini.com for more information.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump will win Republican primaries today in Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Kansas, and Ohio. Florida Democrats canceled their primary, declaring President Biden the winner. He campaigns in Nevada and Arizona today.
The president carried Nevada and Arizona by slim margins 4 years ago in his re-election campaigns, as those western battlegrounds are core to pathways to 270 electoral votes. A recent Fox News poll shows President Biden trailing former President Trump in Arizona by 4 points.
Fox's Jared Halpern. Trump White House trade advisor Peter Navarro is scheduled to turn himself in Miami to start a 4-month federal prison sentence for contempt of Congress.
Navarro refused to cooperate with the House of Representatives' January 6th committee. He tried appealing his sentencing order, hoping to remain free while appealing the case, but the U.S. Supreme Court declined to intervene.
Fox's Evan Brown. Navarro claimed former President Trump exerted executive privilege over the request for documents and testimony. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Analysts say voter turnout so far for today's primary in Illinois significantly low, especially for a general election year. Typically, voter turnout low in a primary year, but not in a year when the presidential election's held. But Northwestern University analyst says turnout numbers are the lowest he has seen in more than a decade. State Farm in Bloomington naming its next CEO. The company's board of directors says Illinois State University's graduate John Farney will succeed Michael Tipsert, who's retiring after serving since 2015. Farney joined State Farm in 1993. Tipsert led the insurance giant during a period when the company grew from 83 million policies to 94 million. The bobcat season in Illinois is over, with 370 bobcats taken by hunters and trappers. That compares with 367 last year. State Natural Resources officials say hunters and trappers reporting 19 bobcats in Joe Daviess County, the most of any county this year. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, he is Joe Cardinelli. Lieutenant Commander, how are you?
Good, my friend. How are you today?
Well, I'm fine. Always like having that New York twang, Long Island accent. It's good to have on the radio. Yeah, former Lieutenant Commander in New York City Police, now running for office. What are you running for?
I am running for New York State Assembly in District 11, which encompasses Suffolk and Nassau County.
And when is the primary?
I'm not being primaried. I'm the official Republican conservative candidate.
Okay.
That's what you do, man. You run for governor. Nobody will primary you. They won't even run against you. Kathy Hochul just quit. That's what we need. Joe is governor of New York, man. What do you think, dude? Go run for this. I mean, Barack Obama was in office as a senator for 144 days, and he ran for president. Mm-hmm. You can do this, man. You can do this.
I have to tell you, they really should have something called the anatomy of running an election, because your whole life changes. It really does. Even on the level for a state assembly or the local levels, there's so much involved with it. And one of the other stations said, "Joe, since the last time we've spoken, have you hit your head?" So I said, "Yeah, I did, as a matter of fact," and it made sense to me after I did. So,
well, we appreciate you jumping in, because most perceive it as, I don't know at the local level what you're doing, if you've been called, racist, bigot, homophobe, whatever the name of the day is. I don't know if that comes your way yet.
Oh, I'm sure that's coming down, down the stretch over here. I mean, this district, just so you know, is where those 4 gems were arrested and let loose for dismembering the bodies and distributing their body parts in a couple of towns. That's in my district over here. Wow. So that's the epitome of what bail reform has done to this state.
But is it true violent crime is dropping fast?
I'm not buying it. I just don't like the way. I don't know how it's being reported any longer. In New York City, yes, homicides may be down, rape may be down. Robberies, I'm kind of questioning that. Assaults, I am definitely questioning that. All right, there is no two ways about it. That The assaults. I mean, look at last week. You saw it on TV with the National Guard at Penn Station, and 2 miles away in Brooklyn on the A train, there's a shooting with a crowded train where they actually filmed the whole thing, and it's ridiculous. It's the quality. It's how they're keeping track of the crimes is what I want to know. I mean, New York City cops are doing a great job. They really are. They're doing so much with so little. All right, the numbers are down for the cops, and yet they're challenged to do the job, and they get up every day and they do it, and I applaud them. All right, but it's just when you see on TV, there's no refuting what we see on TV. There's no refuting the grocery stores, the pharmacies, all right, all nationwide named stores getting mobbed and burglarized and stolen goods out of those stores, and they shut them down, and that's what people see. Catalytic converters being stolen out of cars at a rate that you've never seen before, and the insurance rates are going through the roof for everybody. So it's hitting them in the pocket.
Joe, I believe it's like telling me the economy's great and there's no inflation. It just isn't true. It just is not.
Exactly.
So it's a political year, and you got to run on something. But when people feel something and they're going through something, they're not going to believe whatever you say because in their life it's not true. So because we're being told, the economy, so what? What's wrong with you people? It's so good. And you're going, what are you talking about? Emperor with no clothes? Come on, man.
I have to tell you, and I can give Long Island, Suffolk, and Nassau County as an example. They've had it. They have had it out here. I mean, they see what's going on. They're appalled by that incident with the body parts. All right, people see that, and that's what stands out. Governor Hochul is trying to put $2.4 billion on the side for the illegal migrants. Yet our veterans they don't have medical insurance, and they're sleeping on the streets. But they'll take them out of their residence of the shelters that they're in, and they'll put the migrants in there, the illegals. That's ridiculous. And this is what's going on nationwide. And people see these issues, and I'm telling you, I just hope it resonates to the fact that they get out there and they vote on it, because voting across party lines just doesn't work anymore, not in New York State.
So what is your district, more Democrat or more Republican?
She's held the seat. My opponent has held the seat for 6 years. It's been a democratically controlled seat, but it was back in a time when Mr. Sweeney was actually like the O'Neill days, where it was bipartisan and you got things done, right? But people see it. You cannot just go down the line, vote party line, and just do anything Kathy Hochul wants you to do, all right? And that's exactly what business is up in Albany. So I think the people have had it. It's resonating with them. Every affair I've been to, every public meeting I've been to, every school board meeting I've been to, people are enraged. And I just hope they carry it to the polls.
Well, I know you got to go, but I appreciate you always jumping on. We appreciate your representation of the good men and women of the police force. We're all about the police and supporting them. And we're supporting you, buddy. If I could vote for you, I'd vote often. So it'd be good. How many votes do you think you need? Any idea?
Yeah, well, I can only give you this. It was about 30 in the district, about maybe 35 to 40,000 votes that were cast. And the person who ran before me lost by 144 votes.
Man,
all right, and it's tight. But I intend to get out there into every area, and I'm going to give them the message. I mean, if you could tell me this is working for you, that's great. But don't tell me it's working, because it's not.
Just knock on the doors, Joe Cardinelli. Just knock on the doors.
That's it.
You're the man. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate your time.
Anytime, my friend. Speak to you soon.
That's Joe Cardinelli on the Tappan's Joint phone line, running for Assemblyman.
JoeCardinelli.com if you want to reach out.
Yeah, Joe Cardinelli, which is spelled C-A-R-D, I-N-A-L-E, Cardinelli. And he's, I think, be like a state representative in Illinois. I call him Assembly person.
You got it.
All right, 7:39, Greg's Weather, brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you they're always looking to increase the team. If you're interested in the health of community members across the region and you care and you're looking for opportunities for growth, carl.org/careers.
Again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and vicinity roller coaster ride of weather and temperatures here over the next 5 to 10 days. Windy and milder this afternoon. Mostly sunny. Cold start to the day, but will moderate to 58 this afternoon with low afternoon humidity. At west-southwesterly wind later this afternoon, low gusting to 40 miles per hour. Tonight, spring clocks in at 10:06 this evening. Not as cold, clear and 33. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, windy, and chillier, though, with a northwest to north wind, the high at 46. Another hard freeze tomorrow night will bottom out at 26 with increasing clouds today on Thursday. Thursday. A little rain late in the day. High temperature around 45. There may be a little rain and wet snow, would you believe, here. Friday morning with a mostly cloudy, chilly day at 48, 49 degrees, the high there. 47, a partly cloudy, cool Saturday. Back up to near 50 on Sunday. A little bit of rain or sprinkle activity late in the day. Then widespread rains get going into Monday and Tuesday. A couple of thunderstorms, highs there. We'll get close to 60 degrees. And once again, maybe some heavy rainfall over parts of the area. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at Mid-Rochas, Greg Solgay.
Join us for the third annual Inspire Your Wedding Showcase at the Orpheum, Saturday, March 23rd, 2 to 5 p.m. in Champaign, Illinois. With the passion for the wedding industry, I wanted to bring a different format to Central Illinois vendors and couples. Our premier wedding expo is an interactive, immersive, and inspirational experience to connect, learn, and book wedding vendors, as well as learn new 2024 trends, get inspired table design looks, bridal, groom, mom fashion ideas, and walk away with a swag bag filled with goodies. Head to inspireyour.com to get your showcase ticket.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Yeah, we covered the Trump bloodbath comment yesterday. We played the whole context of the clip, and we've also seen and heard montages of Democrats using the word bloodbath 11 times over the last few years.
Yes.
Very common. And so Donald Trump had used, if I'm not elected, there'll be a bloodbath, and that's the clip they took.
Yes.
He said about the auto industry that China's building big plants in Mexico and expects to sell their cars here, not using American labor. And he said, that's not happening. I'll have a 100% tariff on all the cars. Nobody's going to buy those cars. That's if I'm elected. And if I'm not, they'll be all about bloodbath. And they took that clip, not in context with the car industry going through all of that. And it's on a campaign ad for Joe Biden.
Oh, boy.
It is just so misleading and not correct. It's just what we're dealing with here. And yet, because of, since 2016... Russia, which was totally false and was actually Hillary Clinton doing all of that. So we've learned a lot of facts, and I think a whole lot of the people now know that it's inherently fair. That's why unfair. That's why so many people support Trump adamantly, because they see how what he's gone through legally too, and that's still, boy, is that in full. They're trying to get him done before the election, trying to get a conviction. Got to hurry. Hurry. Why hurry? Because of the election. Well, why does it have to be done? Because we don't want him. He got to hang a felony on nobody to vote for him, they think. But asking Donald Trump for $452 million, he's having trouble coming up with that kind of money. And I think a lot of billionaires would. I think on paper they're worth a lot, but cashing out is another story. And what happened with that is they claimed fraud, the district attorney in New York and the judge, and they said that Mar-a-Lago was worth $18 million when it's probably worth $100. I mean, so they said you frauded everybody, and the banks that testified said he paid us back. Nobody lost any money. What's this about? Well, he brought bad information, fraud, and so things like that. And you're going, that doesn't make any sense. Who got hurt? Nobody. So it is inherently unfair. And no matter how much you hate Donald Trump, there's just things going on. Flip the whole thing. That's how I do it. I flip everything. And if Eric Trump was Hunter Biden, I wonder if that'd get more coverage. Just flip it and make it the Trumps that have absolutely done. Anyway, so that's kind of what's going on politically. Is Donald Trump struggling to come up? We're going to put bars on tower and it'll be owned by the state and all these other things. And good luck to you, because I think that makes people even more adamant to support him. So it's kind of working in an opposite way than what I think they intended. Quarter till, we got our Dr. Todd coming up in just a few moments. Ever have your pet in a picture, a portrait? You ever have a picture of Olive or anything taken professionally?
It's difficult. She doesn't sit still.
Yeah.
She doesn't pose correctly. Sometimes we get the side eye and she looks like she's ready to attack or something.
Yeah.
It just never works out taking a picture of Olive, but is that what we're talking about
Yeah, one of the
today?
things we'll touch on here with Dr. Todd coming up.
Because I know with Easter coming up, you might want to put some little rabbit ears on there, or I don't know.
Yeah, dress them up or something. All right, sports headlines.
Well, Illinois women in action against Missouri State at the State Farm Center Thursday at 6. This is part of the women's basketball invitational tournament, and Illinois is the number 4 seed. Illinois women's softball in action in Bloomington Normal at ISU at 5. Illinois baseball today at 6. Taking on Bradley. Of course, the basketball team, lots of practicing, getting ready for Moorhead State. That's Thursday at 2:10.
I think they just met yesterday. I don't think they did anything because they got to recover from all that basketball. So yesterday they met at 4 o'clock. Today they fly. So I think they get an hour space later today and an hour tomorrow, and then everything is regimented in the NCAA. Here's where you go, coach. Here's your locker. Here's where you go. You got an hour, go. And then an hour, you're off the court. Fans sometimes can get in there and see those, but there won't be any die for loose balls this week.
Okay.
Your body's recovering.
Yes.
There's no time to go after. You're certainly not going to do it today, and you won't do it tomorrow because the game's Thursday. And so for Illinois to play a championship game on Sunday and have to turn around and play Thursday is something you say, well, it'd be nicer to play Friday. But at this point, game on, game face, good team. So just watch from the closet or something. But just understand that you just try and root for your team, but don't get too crazy. And, one team wins all 6. So let's see how many we can win in a row.
That's right.
I would really be happy if we could do 6 more in a row. That'd be really cool.
The playing games are tonight in the NIT. We have Ohio State taking on Cornell and Minnesota and Butler going at it, along with Iowa and Kansas State. So we had the Bulls over Portland yesterday, 110-107. Cleveland over the Pacers, 108-103. That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Texter says, I believe CNBC received a note from Xpeng, the Chinese car company CEO, about a month ago that there would be, quote, a bloodbath in the American car industry. Sounded Xpeng was threatening the American car industry with a bloodbath. So that word is being out there a lot.
I see.
But, if you're going to, aren't the Democrats pro-work? Don't they get all the Teamsters and all the United Auto, don't they vote Democrat? The representation does. I don't know about the frontline workers, but it sounds like Donald Trump wants American workers to build cars. Isn't that what Detroit used to be? Detroit was where all the cars came from, and they were all union, and they were all making great cars, and everybody. You start, if 36% of your car industry is south of our border, that's just too many. The great American cars can be made here, and some cases you'll pay a little bit more if we're doing unions and labor, but not a lot more. And don't you want to employ your neighbor with a good, hard work, and nothing wrong with a person getting good wages. We're all for that. Well, what's really been crippling is the inflation. Prices that, you just go to a grocery store we've touched on many times, it's just unbelievable.
Right.
You'll buy very little and be $87.
That's right.
And that doesn't include any meat.
Mm-hmm.
Any meat's going to put you in $150 easy. And so we're feeling it every day. Gas, why is gas going up? I think it's $3.60.
I know.
Why is that?
I don't know.
There's an election coming up, Joe. There's an election. Now's when you're tamping it down. Nobody got the memo. But you get over $4 again, that's going to be a ready reminder.
Comment at 359-2255. There's not as many people that feel bad for him as you might think. You really need to get outside of your bubble, Stevie.
I believe that it flip it around. What is your bubble? What are you watching? What are you listening to? Because I could say you got to get out of your bubble. Because you look at this from a perspective of fairness. Name another top candidate for president that has been gone after by a Justice Department run by your opponent. You can't name it. It's the first time. And certainly I'm biased because I'm not a Joe Biden fan, for sure, because look at the stuff. Look at our life. Look at the policies. It's all bad. Go ahead and name me something that you're excited about Joe Biden and what he did. And then he said, get rid of Joe Biden. Who are you putting in there? Kamala Harris?
I know.
I mean, it's just like.
Well, and I wish we had more younger leadership, but and we've got the primaries, so we should be getting out to our 11 polling places in our area. You might be going to your polling place and finding that it's closed because 15 were shut down because they didn't have the staffing. So we have 11 to choose from today for our Illinois primary in our area. So just take note and know that if you know your address, they're going to look up your ballot, I guess, is how we're rocking that, right?
And I think there are more people thinking and empathy for Donald Trump because look at the polls. I mean, 70-some% of Americans say this isn't right. 60, I mean, it's a high number. And so if you have that many people that say that doesn't really sound fair, then you're probably leaning toward it's not fair. And to me, it's pretty blatant. And but love your text. Go ahead and text in anything, 217-359-2255. All guests are on the Tabbins Towing phone line. All texts come in on the Fisher National Bank text line. 751, Dr. Todd is coming up next.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm. Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
All right, 752 ESPN 93.5. Dr. Todd, how are you today?
Hey, I'm having a good time today.
All right, so what were you saying?
I'm just like a kid with new toys with all this. This new AI stuff is really helping me do a better job and do things I've never been able to do. We've tried to do for years. But now we have the ability, we're cranking out incredible photos of pets, mainly for the medical side for me. So I got pictures to show you over the years of how teeth change and how their body looks different. But also we're creating these incredible pictures for sending home with people for their pets, and it's getting a wonderful reception. So that's a free of charge thing going along with your visits for just even grooming. So, and then also, I'm able to, with a new recording type device, I can record my exams, and I don't have to take notes. I don't have to sit there and stare at my computer. I can actually talk with you, and it's generating a lot of stuff. I don't know. You may not see my car sitting there on Sundays doing records. I may be able to go home on Sundays.
I do see your car there sometimes on Sundays. So it's when Olive doesn't pose for pictures. Diane's dog. So,
right.
Yeah.
Now we can. I'm anxious to try all of out here. I think we can impress you, Diane.
Okay.
So what's the key?
It's a new photo app. That, we spent hours in.
Yeah.
Tina's got hundreds of thousands of puppy pictures. We spend hours taking out backgrounds and putting in new ones. This thing does it in seconds.
Wow.
In seconds. So we can have a doggy sitting on the grooming table surrounded with hair, and we just make all that disappear and put him on a beach if you want.
That's crazy. And it looks real, huh?
It looks real. It's amazing. Just amazing what some of this stuff's doing.
No, it's remarkable. I've showed people that I can write a 3-minute speech on hope in 10 seconds because AI will do that, and it's pretty good. And so it is remarkable. You got to be careful with some of the negatives. There's always negatives. Fire is wonderful, keeps you warm, but you got to be careful with fire. I mean, you got to be careful with AI, no doubt.
It's a tool.
Yeah, it is. And I agree. Some of this AI stuff scares me to death. But in what we're doing here, I can go back and listen to the recording and make much better notes. you forget things when you're talking to people.
Yeah.
And I can take a lot better notes and pay attention, and it just works a lot better with stuff like that. On the pictures, I can show you how much tartar builds up in a year on dog's teeth to show you what's going on inside the mouth. Much easier than just lifting the lip and say, "Hey, look at this." It's good stuff. It's good aids to what we're doing.
That's awesome. So people can obviously learn more with you, and they can also get their dog cleaned up, right?
Oh yeah. So we're still doing those cheap baths and haircuts. Staff is stable. It's been there for multiple years on everybody now. So I like the way the place is going as far as personality.
Awesome.
So I consider this the personality side.
Yeah. It sounds like your boof took the day off on me, huh?
He's sleeping in the back. We got a late night last night. We're still coming down from the basketball high.
That was fun, wasn't it? Man, that's so fun. You ought to have.
It was fun.
You ought to have the boof. You ought to have the boof do a bracket. Just have him boof when he likes a team.
Okay.
Of course, he says that all the time.
He's saving his energy for the laser pointer.
He loves that, huh?
He also we got a treat dispenser on the front counter, so now he's got a purpose to his boofing. When you come in, he'll boof at where the treat dispenser is.
Yeah, I bet he wants that dispensed all the time.
That's cool.
How can people reach you, Todd?
I'm watching his weight.
Yeah, right. How can I get hold of you? How can people find you?
Hey, give us a call. Or actually, no, we prefer text by far. 217-355-5051. Much faster response.
All right, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Nope, not.
Thank you. Dr. Todd Likens, Pet Pro, en route now to his office. The boofer is the dog that always talks.
That's right.
It's 24/7.
Quick comment that came in. Anyone who is unable to see that Build Back Better is a complete fraud has their head in the sand. Of course, there's Build Back. Democrats shut down the country for the flu. The ridiculous part is better. Please tell us what better is for the middle class so we can get more handouts now because we can't afford life anymore.
Well, there's something that I read. Got to find that because I took a picture of the article about how this is kind of set up by socialists of the 60s of what had to happen in America for all this to work, and we being so dependent on the government and being such a crisis mode that we would have to say, hey, we need help from the government. They ought to be in charge, and whatever they think, I'm in. A very dangerous, called the Cloward-Piven strategy.
Okay.
Cloward, C-L-O-W-A-R-D, Piven, P-I-V-E-N strategy, political strategy outlined in 1966 by American sociologists and political activists Richard Cloward and Francis Fox Piven. P as in Paul Piven. It is a strategy of forcing political change to societal collapse through orchestrated crises. The Cloward-Piven strategy seeks to hasten the fall of capitalism by overloading the government bureaucracy with a flood of impossible demands, amassing massive unpayable national debt, and other methods such as unfettered immigration, through pushing society into crisis and economic collapse.
All right. You can hear the show anytime at steviejay.com if you want to listen back.
And we have a Stever. If you want my doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal, just simply text in 217-359-2255. You'll get a $210 value for free. I'll help you clean the clutter and get the spring cleaning thoughts going on.
Just text in doggy bag.
D-O-G-G-Y bag if you're interested from Bulldog Disposal for a Stever. All right, ESPN 93.5, the news next.
Norm Miller here, chairman of Interstate Batteries. Without batteries, life would be pretty lifeless. That's why Interstate All Battery Centers carry them in every size, shape, and style so you can drive, drill, call, film, or do whatever it is you want to do. Stop in today. They've got the power to keep you going. Interstate All Battery Center. Outrageously dependable.
Interstate All Battery Center. You'll find them outrageously dependable just over Interstate 74 at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign, with batteries for most every application in stock.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, Partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
It's a ridiculous fine for a crazed ruling. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's part of former President Trump's rant this morning on Truth Social, claiming the judge in New York who sided with the Attorney General that the Trump organization committed fraud is taking away his appellate rights. The former president writing he may be forced to sell assets at fire sale prices that would be gone when he wins on appeal. This is the day after Trump lawyers said they're unable to post bond for that appeal.
Trump's team asked about 30 insurance companies to back the bond. None of them were willing to take the risk. Much of Trump's wealth is tied up in real estate, golf clubs, and resorts. And the bonding companies won't accept that as collateral. They want cash, liquidity, which Trump doesn't have. And if he can't come up with it, by March 25th, New York's Attorney General Letitia James may start to try and sell and seize some of Trump's most notable assets.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. There are presidential contests in 5 more states today, including Arizona, where President Biden will go today after a trip to Nevada. Polls have shown former President Trump leading in both states that he lost in 2020. But since those two are already the presumptive nominees, there's no drama in that voting today. So a big focus will be on Ohio, where there's a Republican Senate primary.
Businessman Bernie Moreno is fully embracing the MAGA movement, and former President Trump. Trump endorsed him. We're also watching Secretary of State Frank LaRosa's campaign. He's talking a lot about his past military service in the Army. State Senator Matt Dolan is urging voters to see him as a fiscal conservative. He also drew a contrast with some Republicans, vowing, if elected, to spend more money on Ukraine.
That's Fox's Mark Meredith. The winner will try to unseat Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown in November. Now, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is meeting with dozens of American allies in Germany, focused on the battle against Russia.
The free world will not let Ukraine fail.
Though the new U.S. military aid to Ukraine remains stalled in Congress. 6 ex-law enforcement officers will be sentenced in Mississippi, 2 each the next 3 days after they pleaded guilty to torturing 2 black men last year in a racially motivated attack. America's listening to Fox News.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Well, former President Trump tries to raise funds for that New York appeal. There's been a ruling at his looming criminal trial there.
The judge in former President Trump's New York hush money case has denied his request to exclude testimony from Michael Cohen and Stormy Daniels. But he also has denied prosecutors' request to show the Access Hollywood tape at trial. Cohen, who was once former President Trump's attorney, has said yes, he was instructed to pay adult film actress Stormy Daniels money in an effort to keep her quiet about an affair she said she had with the former president years earlier, though he's denied that. The former president is charged with falsifying business records for pretending reimbursement to Cohen was payment for legal services. Last week, the judge agreed to postpone trial as he tries to figure out who caused a delay in turning over documents to the Trump legal team. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Peter Navarro has to report to federal prison today. The former Trump White House Trade Council director has to serve 4 months for contempt of Congress, refusing to cooperate with a Democratic-led House investigation into the January 6th Capitol riot. In New York, a judge has allowed a lawsuit related to a Buffalo grocery store massacre to move forward, implicating YouTube and Reddit Reddit.
Peyton Gendron, an avowed white supremacist, killed 10 black people at the store in May 2022. The plaintiffs include the son of one of those killed. They say Reddit and YouTube were designed to addict and radicalize users and gave Gendron the knowledge and training he needed to carry out the shooting targeting blacks. Reddit and YouTube say they merely hosted the content and aren't liable for governing it. Gendron pleaded guilty to state charges and is serving life without parole. He also faces federal charges. In New York, Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve will start a meeting this morning assessing the economy. They'll also talk tomorrow when it's expected there will not be an interest rate cut. Ahead of all that on Wall Street, stock futures are down modestly. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Analysts say voter turnout so far for today's primary in Illinois significantly low, especially for a general election year. Typically, voter turnout is low in a primary year, but not in a year when the presidential election's held. One Northwestern University analyst says turnout numbers the lowest he's seen in more than a decade. Starting next year, high school juniors across Illinois will likely be taking the federally mandated state college entrance exam, the ACT. Illinois students have been taking the SAT college entrance exam for the past 8 years, when the other major national exam, the ACT, was used. Sports seniors Terrence Shannon Jr. and Marcus Domas combined for 60 points in the Big Ten tournament final against Wisconsin to help Illinois on its second tourney title in 4 years with a 93-87 win. Way to go to the Illini, and a great game for those two guys. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. 806 ESPN 93.5. So Generation Z is, I think, 12 to 26?
Okay.
Who pays now for dates? I mean, back in the day, guy always paid everything.
I think it's Dutch all around, isn't it?
I don't know. Had a little story about that.
Okay.
Coming up, meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Kramer Siding and Window, your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, outdoor living. Visit KramerSiding.com.
Meteorologist Greg Solier with a little more.
Might I share what we hear around the house?
Yeah, please, because you got two Zers. You got two Zers.
I got two of them. Yeah, the 19-year-old. No, he's 20, right? He's 20. 20 in April. I lose track. Already 20, and he says it's. I'll just put it this way: it's too expensive.
Well, it is.
He said it just so I asked him, I said, hey, how you friend? Nope, too expensive. Okay.
Well,
Good,
I mean,
I guess.
I mean, this shows my age, but when back in the day, I could plan on pizza and a movie for two.
Me too.
For $20.
Yeah.
It was $20.
And a movie?
Pizza and a movie. Pizza, tip.
What, $3-4 to get in, something like that?
And the pizza was like $9.
Yeah.
I'm 900 years old. I'm so sorry. It's just ridiculous.
I think a lot of people
If you're 900, then I'm 950, so.
People meet for coffee, I think, and, coffee's going to be $10 or something.
Well, I mean, for one.
Right.
I mean, you go to Starbucks at $16, then they want you to tip at the counter.
Right. That's
so it's
true.
$20.
You're right.
And if you get a snack with that, that's like, $25.
The tipping thing has just gotten out of hand.
Yeah.
I understand it's hard, but if I'm at the counter and I'm ordering and I got to push 15, 20 or your own custom tip, you didn't bring me anything. I mean, you did, but you're
we're still the customer's still doing all the work.
Well, they're making it, but they're not it's not like the service thing. So.
Right.
Anyway.
An upcharge, I believe, is what they call it these days. So,
Generation Z, by the way, is 12 to 27-year-olds.
I got them right there.
Well, yeah, okay. You got plenty of experience with that. Weather-wise, cold. Is this first day spring?
As of 10:06 this evening, and of course, when the equinox, what do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You let it in. You let it in.
Yeah, sure. Bring it. Yeah. We got
Been doing that for like 30 plus years. So twice a year I get to do it, by the way.
Okay.
Well,
moving right along.
Well, okay. So what do you got for me today?
Well, it's cold out there. Yeah, 29 at Willard and Savoy, 28 at Rantoul. Told you springtime wasn't here to get locked in. This premature spring and lack of winter and all that. We're going to make up for it a little bit, but at least the real gyration of weather and temperatures expected, as you would expect, I would think, for early springtime across the air. Manageable setups if you're going to Omaha or Syracuse. The more problematic is probably Syracuse because more snow, but they're ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, and it's a longer duration, not all at once, not big dumping of lake effect. There'll be some lake enhanced stuff out there, but a manageable setup nonetheless. So that in mind, nice one today. Wind blowing for our producer friends. Keep an eye on the dried vegetation, low humidity at 15 to 20%. The wind at 40 miles an hour, 58-degree highs. This is a right setup for even with the recent rain grass fire, so keep an eye on that. 10:06, springtime clocks in. We'll bottom out at 33. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, windy, chillier at 46. A little rain late in the day Thursday up to 45. That's the system that has a little wet snow with it mixed in here, like we had a couple of snowflakes yesterday, too. Friday morning, there may be a band of some 1 to 2 inch snows from Kankakee to about the I-65 corridor, south and east from there. A Friday high close to 50. 47 Saturday, sprinkle, and 50 late in the day on Sunday. And wind and milder and rain, plenty of it Monday and Tuesday next week with highs near 60. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it very much. So it looks like for Gen Z, an age-old question, who pays for the dates? They seem to be following some of the same dating rules their parents and older generations grew up learning. Contemporary research, popular culture, and conversations this researcher has had suggest that the longstanding norm still holds true. Men tend to foot the bill more than women do on dates.
Okay.
There seems to be an expectation they should. In a paper published late last year in Psychology Reports, a peer-reviewed journal, Dr. Lau and a team of researchers surveyed 552 college students in Wilmington, North Carolina, and asked them whether they expected men or women to pay for dates, and whether they, as a man or a woman, typically paid more. The researchers found that young men paid for all or most of the dates 9 out of 10 times.
Okay.
Women paid about 2%. They split about 8%. All right. On subsequent dates, splitting the check was more common, though men still paid a majority. I always felt I wanted to pay.
Right.
And I just thought that was the chivalrous thing to do.
Okay.
But, it's trying to stay on top of the trending.
This article talks about splitting the bill so that there's no expectations towards the end of the night, I guess. I don't know. I guess I could ask my kids on how that goes. Right. And, if the guy is picking up the tab, ladies, just keep saving that money, because if you do hit it off with the person and you have a wedding, the average wedding is $28,000 these days. So there's that.
Yep, you got that going on. And then when you're out with another couple, I think generally 2 checks is normal. If you're out with another couple, sometimes it depends. Mm-hmm. If this is a celebration, if it's somebody you wanted to treat, and you kind of say, I've got this because, no, it's my turn kind of thing. I think it's just probably, and that's, if you're out with just like another couple and you're hanging, I think 2 checks is pretty normal.
Yeah.
Why should you pay for each other? Otherwise you feel like, oh gosh, I did last time. They should, that kind of thing. So you just cover your own people, I guess. Anyway, it's, and by the way, restaurants, it's higher there too. It said groceries are higher. Everything's higher.
Yep.
And you go out and buy breakfast or two, it's $38-$40, isn't it?
Yeah. Breakfast is really the meal to get, though, because then you don't have as many alcoholic drinks. And this says your average on alcohol on your dates is around $80.
Wow. I'm not in that.
Right.
I get water with lemon.
So,
I mean, I can't tell you if the last time I ever had a cocktail at a meal. But I know it's common. People have beers and stuff. That's all cool. You just be careful on who's driving and all that stuff. But
so
I mean,
this says the average date for this 24-year-old anyway has been $70 to $100 per outing.
All right. Well,
this is an article from February 2024.
If you go out to dinner, $50 probably. And then whatever you want to do, putt, that's going to cost $25. No, I could see $100. It depends on where you are, too.
That's right.
If you're in Chicago, it's going to be different than Champaign-Urbana, a little bit. Anyway, it's just what that is right now, and we're all dealing with it, and we're all going, this is crazy!
Well, and to me, you can explore all kinds of free options at our park districts, and there's great festivals and fairs that you could meet up with, the train shows this weekend in Lincoln Square. Meet up with somewhere where you're just walking and talking.
No, that's really the value of it. If you don't, you go have coffee. I mean, again, it's $8.
Right.
If you have a fancy coffee.
Right.
But I mean, at least you really just want to talk and get to know somebody in that situation, or just. But it's a pricey deal. I think all of us are feeling it, and it's not comfortable. It's not as fun because you don't have as much.
Yes.
And you're leery and weary and hate thinking about it and all that stuff.
So our Illini in action in Omaha against Morehead State on Thursday at 2:10. I'd head over to Pia's and meet some friends over there for that. That'll be a fun day to watch. We also have our women in action at 6 o'clock at the State Farm Center as part of the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament. And our Illinois women, a 4 seed, taking on Missouri State. So you can take note of that too. Check out a baseball game. I think those are free if you see the Illinois baseball against Bradley at 6 o'clock. Illinois and ISU for the softball team at 5 o'clock today. Thad Ward, congratulations. He's been promoted to assistant head coach under Brett Bielema and running backs coach. In the football practice starts today. Of course, the spring orange and blue scrimmage is coming our way on April 20th. Playing games tonight in that NCAA bracket. That doesn't matter, though, right? You really just need the 64 teams on your bracket, right?
Yeah, this just gave us a chance to get to 60. The brackets, nobody's doing the brackets with these 4 games. They're saying in your sheet you'll say winner of such and such. Nobody's because nobody's probably picking the guy that wins this tonight or tomorrow night anyway, because they've got to turn around and play really fast.
That's right.
And they're usually a higher seed, or lower seed.
Parkland's in action. The men are today. The women lost yesterday to Iowa Western Community College, and they'll play Wednesday at 1. The NIT in action with Big Ten schools like Ohio State against Cornell. We have Minnesota and Butler. Iowa and Kansas State in action tonight. Had the Bulls over Portland. Cleveland beat the Pacers in NBA action. And that's pretty much summed up our sports. We're all about the NCAA tournament and the Illini as a number 10 seed or number 10 ranking. We are a number 3 seed taking on, I believe, number 14, Morehead State.
And we're prohibitive favorites. I think we're 13.5-point favorites, something like that. So, and again, Morehead State went to Indiana and lost by 1 at Indiana, which is a pretty good deal. Indiana wasn't very good, but they got better later in the year. And then they lost pretty handily to Penn State, who beat us. And then they lost, I think, to Nebraska, which everybody had a hard time with Nebraska this year. All right, it's 8:17.
I'm Deputy Coroner Lori Brower, and I'm seeking your vote in the Democratic primary election for Champaign County Coroner. For the past 3 years, I've worked in the coroner's office. I perform death investigations and assist with autopsies. I'm familiar with the duties and responsibilities of the office, and I know where they can be improved. Vote Lori Brower for coroner because experience and compassion matter. I'm a Champaign County native and reside in Urbana, where my husband and I raised 3 children. You can learn more at my website, votebrower.com.
Paid for by friends of Lori Brower.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
I'm Deputy Coroner Lori Brown.
With meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Kurt Lenschow at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Roller coaster ride of weather and temperatures here over the next 5 to 10 days. Windy and milder this afternoon. Mostly sunny, cold start to the day, but will moderate to 58 this afternoon with low afternoon humidity. That west-southwesterly wind later this afternoon, though, gusting to 40 miles per hour. Tonight, spring clocks in at 10:06 this evening. That is cold, clear, and 33. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, windy, and chillier, though, with a northwest to north wind, the high at 46. Another hard freeze tomorrow night will bottom out at 26 with increasing clouds for the day on Thursday. A little rain late in the day. High temperature around 45. There may be rain and wet snow, would you believe, here Friday morning with a mostly cloudy, chilly day at 48, 49 degrees, the high there. 47, a partly cloudy, cool Saturday. Back up to near 50 on Sunday. A little bit of rain or sprinkle activity late in the day. Then widespread rains get going into Monday and Tuesday. A couple of thunderstorms, highs there. We'll get close to 60 degrees. And once again, maybe some heavy rainfall over parts of the area.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Some key data on the health of the economy is just in. Housing starts. That is, the number of single-family homes which started construction rebounded in February, 10.7% to an annual pace of 1.52 million units, according to the Commerce Department. That's the biggest gain in 9 months. Economists were expecting a 7.4% rise in starts to 1.43 million. Now, despite the increase, starts are still below December's level. The number of housing starts in January revised slightly higher to a drop of 12.3% after an initial reading of a 14.8% drop. And the last holdout in the world on negative interest rates has pulled out. The Bank of Japan has moved its key policy rate back to at least zero. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Luke Goody from your men's basketball team.
So, Luke, you're what, about 6'7"?
Yeah? Why?
Because size matters in basketball and video.
I know it's easier to shoot over a smaller guy.
And it's easier to see every detail on the biggest screen. That's why we brought in Sony's 98-inch Bravia. Unbelievable TV for gaming and sports.
That's not taller than me, though, is it?
No, but it's 8 inches wider than you are high. It is large and in charge.
All right, so it's big. Does it lose something blown up that size?
Nope. The Sony Cognitive Processor delivers wide dynamic contrast, billions of natural colors, and high peak brightness all the way to the corners over 8 feet apart.
So all that means is it's expensive, right?
$69.99 isn't cheap, but it's less than a good projector and screen, and it works in bright rooms.
So, how much am I getting paid for this commercial again?
Well, not that much, Luke, but with your good credit, it's under $650 a month with 0%, including tax and installation by Good Vibes experts.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
All right, ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie Jay. There's Diane Ducey. We are on YouTube and Facebook if you want to watch Boring to watch radio, but you're welcome to, and many people do.
And now Amber's in the house.
Amber's in the house. Amber Oberheim, how are you?
Great. Happy to be here.
Nice to see you. Tell me what you're doing Saturday.
Yeah, so Saturday we have the 3rd annual Battle of the Badges, which is a hockey game between the Champaign Police Department and the Champaign firefighters. So we are super excited. This is a tie-breaking year this year. So right now the police have 1 game under their belt. The fire guys have 1 under their belt. So this is going to be a tiebreaker.
Oh, who came up with the concept? I mean, this sounds physical.
Well, it can get a little physical, but
well, who can skate?
Right.
Everybody can.
You would be surprised. These guys are actually pretty good on skates.
They probably practice.
Oh, they do practice. Yeah. So each team has they go, I know they play in Bloomington, they play all over.
Okay.
And so this bringing it to Champaign started 2 years ago. This is the 3rd year, and I'm actually really impressed with the talent that I see sometimes on that ice. I know.
I don't know that I've been to a hockey game. I know when it was talked about for emceeing, I was like, do we have to wear skates? Because
no.
I'm not good at that.
No.
And if I fall down, I'll have a trouble getting up, and that'll be ugly. So.
Yes. No skates.
Okay.
I don't wear skates. You don't wear skates.
Okay,
We're
gotcha.
good.
Yeah. You just gotta be careful. You're on ice, so you be careful shuffling out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So what's this benefit?
Okay, so this year we decided that we were going to return some of the funds raised at this event to the community. And so we're supporting the United Way Emergency Shelter. The law enforcement officers and the firefighters in the Champaign area see the need firsthand for this sort of service. And so we've got a special place in our heart for kids especially, and we want to make sure that those family units stay together, and that's something that the United Way Emergency Shelter is able to provide to people in need in our community. So that's where this year's funds are going. Peacemaker Project 703 has been a very grateful recipient of the funds that have been raised by this event the last 2 years, and we decided that it's time to turn that back to a need within the community. So that's what we're doing.
Always hate to go back to what 703 is, but just for people that are transient and come in and out there, who's Amber Oberheim? What's this about?
Sure. So my late husband, Chris Oberheim, was a Champaign police officer who was shot and killed in the line of duty on May 19th of 2021. And in response to that, my girls and I had an overwhelming need to support law enforcement officers and their families so that hopefully they would never have to experience the same thing that we did.
And you know the good you're doing, right? Or do you realize that? Or do you understand that all your efforts are highly appreciated and you impact people? And sometimes when you do it, you're not sure.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you are, Amber. It's very brave of what you guys have done, your girls, and how you stood up to this tragedy and helped others.
I appreciate that.
You very much have done that. So we want people to support your big Saturday event.
Yes.
Bring a lot of money.
Yes, because listen, we've got so much fun stuff planned. Back this year is Chuck-a-Puck. So if you're unfamiliar with Chuck-a-Puck, you'll get 5 hockey pucks that have our 703 logo on them, and they're all numbered. And so you pay $20 for a stack of 5, and during one of the intermissions, you get to throw all of your pucks, and whichever lands closest to the center ice wins a cash prize.
I like it.
So that's super exciting. Doors are going to open at 5 o'clock this year, and we've got food trucks. The food trucks that are going to be there are Patty Daddy's, okay, yum.
Yum.
Mama D's Smokehouse, yum. May's, yum.
Yeah.
And Ice Daddy's. So you get to, have a little taste of some of the vendors in Champaign, and this is my favorite event because it's a family event.
Yeah. Bring everybody and have some fun.
Everybody.
Wow, what time again Saturday?
So doors open at 5 o'clock.
Okay.
Puck drop at 6 p.m. And I should note that the 6U, 8U, and 10U Chiefs from the Champaign-Urbana Youth Hockey Association get to do a little scrimmage between each intermission. And so those little dudes
They're good
are
now.
so cute
They
on
can
the ice.
play, though. They can skate up and down.
Yes, they're a lot of fun to
Yeah.
watch, too.
Nice.
How fun. I still can't get over the Puck family naming their kid Chucka. Anyway.
But
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so how much money do I bring to get in?
you don't need any money to get in. This is a donation, at the door, and but no ticket necessary, no money to get in.
Kind of rooting for who do I root for?
Well, hello.
Please?
Yeah.
But then the fire guys are mad at me.
Right.
I mean, they'll get over it. It's okay.
Everybody says U of I Ice Arena is really fun to watch a hockey game. You're up on that top level in that kind of ring setting.
Oh, you can see. Yeah, you can see really well. Really well. I would encourage you to, get there, find a spot. In the years prior, it's been very full.
Okay.
Good. Let's fill it up again and have a fun Saturday night.
Well, and you can make a small donation at the door, but then be ready for the 50/50s and the raffles and things like that.
And we
Use
have
your money for that.
Our annual Battle of the Badges t-shirts that are for
Awesome.
sale for $25.
Okay.
All the fun
All
stuff.
right, rubber game of the series here coming up in match 3.
Yes.
1-1 is the title, the tally right now, fire and police. Amber Oberheim, is there a website we can find you? 703, what do we do?
Yeah, so we do have a website. It's www.peacemakerproject703.com. We've also got a Facebook page and an Instagram page.
Sounds awesome. This Saturday night, doors open at 5. Event starts at 6.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. My pleasure, always. 8:30 ESPN 93.5.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump says his right to appeal is being taken away by being forced to secure up front hundreds of millions of dollars to pay a business fraud judgment in New York. His attorneys say no insurance company will back him up for that amount.
Much of Trump's wealth is tied up in real estate, and the bonding companies won't accept that as collateral. They want cash, which Trump doesn't have. And if you can't come up with it, by March 25th, New York's Attorney General Letitia James may start to try and seize some of Trump's most notable assets.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. There are primaries in 5 states today, including Ohio, where former President Trump endorses businessman Bernie Moreno for the Republican Senate nomination.
State Senator Matt Dolan says he's an alternative to the MAGA crowd. Moreno and Dolan, both multimillionaires, have contributed heavily to their campaigns. Secretary of State Frank LaRose says that makes him an underdog.
Fox's Mark Merritt, the winner of that primary, takes on incumbent Democrat Sherrod Brown in November. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Urbana police investigating after shots fired near Crestview Park over the weekend. The gunfire happened in the area of Cottage Grove and Colorado Avenue Saturday. 13 shell casings were found, according to police, with damage to 2 homes and a car. But the good news, nobody was hurt. Governor has announced plans to rebuild 2 state prisons, the Logan Correctional Center in Lincoln and the Stateville Correctional Center in Crest Hill. Stateville Prison opened almost a century ago. Logan Center opened in 1978. The plans are included in the governor's budget of 2025. The price tag on both projects estimated between $805 and $935 million. Starting next year, high school juniors across Illinois will likely be taking the federally mandated state college entrance exam, the ACT. Illinois students have been taking the SAT college entrance exam for the past 8 years, when the other major national exam, the ACT, was used. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Off yesterday's snowflakes and a cold start to the day today. Some moderation this afternoon, but with sunshine, it'll be a wind-blown day's worth of weather with low afternoon humidity. Highs at 58. That west-southwesterly wind will gust to 40 miles per hour this afternoon. Tonight, the spring equinox clocks in at 10:06 this evening. Not as cold, clear, and 33. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, windy, and chillier with a high at 46 degrees at northwest to north wind at 15 to 25 and gusty. Diminishing wind, a cold night tomorrow night with a hard freeze. Lows down to 26, increasing clouds today on Thursday. Bit of rain late in the day. High temperature up around 45 late Thursday night. And then Friday morning, a little bit of snow to some of that rain as it comes to an end. The high at 49, 47 at chilly Saturday. Into Sunday, some sprinkles late. The high near 50. Highs close to 60 with increasing outbreaks of showers and a couple of thunderstorms for Monday and Tuesday of next week. The start of another wet weather pattern across our part of the Midwest. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Celebrate the Big Ten champion Fighting Illini during March Madness at Pia's. Watch all the NCAA tournament action on Pia's multiple flat screens. Enjoy specials on buckets of beer with your choice of Coors Light, Miller Lite, or Dos Equis. Pia's, home of the Slugger Burger, will be serving up all your favorite ball game food. Don't forget the famous fish sandwich, available every Friday 11 to 7 p.m., and the Big Tito's Bloody Mary for all those early games. See you at Pia's. Go Illini.
You need the world's fastest mower to create your free time. With Dixie Chopper, what you got to look at is the warranties. With Dixie Chopper, all of their models, you're getting a 3-year unlimited hours bumper-to-bumper warranty. That's on the whole thing. Then your commercial units, you get up to a 3-year no-hour limit or 5-year 3,000-hour limit on the drivetrain. So that'd be your engine, your 2 gearboxes, transmissions, and all that.
Well, that sounds pretty solid.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Things break, and even if it's built well like a Dixie Chopper, you need to have that covered, and you get what you pay for, basically.
And I can go see Andy and get on one of those things, couldn't I?
Yes, you can. You can go see Andy at Dedicated Diesel at 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana. You can reach him through Dedicated Equipment on Facebook or call him at 217-328-0562. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
You as well. Tim Onstadt, Gale Frerichs Trucking, Dedicated Diesel, and Championship Barbecueologist.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Think you have to settle for mediocre car insurance to save money? Think again. It's possible to get superior coverage and still save money with Erie Insurance. Customers who switched to Erie saved up to $951. It pays to compare. Switch and save with Erie.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Annual savings based on new customers surveyed in March 2022 who reported savings when switching auto insurance. Individual premiums and savings will vary.
Oh, yeah. March Madness. Brackets.
Haven't filled mine out yet.
Pools.
You have, huh?
I got Illinois beating Houston.
Oh, wow.
In one of my pools. I'll probably do several. But, heck yeah. I'm not going in there with any other thoughts, man. I'm here to win championships.
That's right.
I'm not here to get to the second weekend.
Well, and what was it that Brad said? We have 6 more games ahead of us. Or something
right.
like that. So, awesome.
It just was Iowa and Kofi, we thought, we had 2 1 seeds, didn't we? Or at least 1 seed. We lost that stupid game to Loyola Chicago. I love Sister Jean, but
I know. She's over 100 now.
Yeah, I was rooting for Illinois. Anyway, so we'll see. BYU is like the boogeyman right now because they're not supposed to be a 6, but they can't play basketball on Sunday.
Right.
So they made them a 5. I don't quite understand all that, why they couldn't schedule them 5 on Thursday. All 5-12s have to play Friday, Sunday. I don't get it. I know there's a lot of dominoes that fall when you play something. So they're a 6, and they should be a 5. So what? So what?
Right.
I don't care. Just
and
play.
Who knows if they'll even make it?
Right. They could be by Duquesne.
Yeah.
It's not crazy to think that 11 beats a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Or if in this case a 12 beats a 5. It's interesting how I think the most common upset in these things, believe it or not, is a 12-5. I don't know why, but generally speaking, 1 or 2 12s beat 5s.
Okay.
So yeah, you're right. Duquesne could play. So we need to be, they're already knee deep and ready to go with Morehead State, but somebody's looking at BYU and Duquesne. Somebody's already looking at all that stuff because they turn around short, and you better have a head start. So they got plenty of people to look at the video. So make your picks and good luck. And if Illinois loses anytime soon, then tournament's over.
Right.
Shut it down.
Who cares about your stinking brackets?
Shut it down.
Maybe we should have the brackets burning or something for some reason.
If Illinois loses, I'm calling the police because that's illegal. That's illegal.
There you go.
I'm calling the state's attorney. District attorney, state's attorney. And he's got turning you in.
Well, and we have Tim Onstock coming on Thursday, the 27th.
Tomorrow.
Maybe we could have a little burn your bracket. Maybe I shouldn't even talk about that.
No, we're not talking negative. We're here to win a championship, Diane. I mean it. It's just that we haven't had any success. Brad should be the coach of the year sometime. It's his 7th year. He's the winningest basketball coach in the Big Ten, and there's no coach of the year. I know he doesn't care, but he ought to get one, right?
Mm-hmm.
The winningest coach in the Big Ten has never won a Big Ten coach of the year. How's that? How's that work?
I don't. It's Illinois.
Anyway.
There's always stuff against Illinois.
Johnny says we have 4 championships in the last 4 years. You got to count Michigan. I mean, we won the co-championship with Wisconsin when Nebraska beat Wisconsin at Wisconsin. And we beat Iowa that night, and then we were going nuts. And Brad was on the microphone, hey, we're not done.
Right.
I mean, all that. And then, of course, you had the 2 Big Ten tournament championships now, 21 and 24. 2 of the last 4 are Illinois. And then if you can't count the 16-4 versus Michigan's 14-3, and whoever the commissioner now who's running the Bears gave the title to Michigan because at 14-3 it's slightly better winning percentage than 16-4. We were 2 more wins because we fought through COVID better than they did. 14-3 Michigan, 16-4 Illinois, and it wasn't a co-championship, it was they win. They played 3 less games, and the only game we played that year, we beat them by 30.
Right.
How does that work?
I don't know.
I'm with Johnny. We've won 4 titles in 4 years. So
it was so, just a relief to get the outright Big Ten championship banner and call it dawn. That was awesome. Some people have been asking about your son-in-law, Jacob Hurtubise.
Yes. He did not get a hit last night, but he started for the Cincinnati Reds.
So this is spring training.
And
this is the 40-man roster.
6 games to go, but he was called up because the center fielder broke his wrist. So Jacob is in play. He's definitely on radar. He grounded out 3 times last night. 1 slow hop, he's going to beat it out, but he didn't. So he's batting over 400 in spring training.
Okay.
So he's had a really good camp, and they're very pleased with him. So Jacob Hurtubise is now, with this changing scenario, he's an option to play some outfield for the Reds.
Okay, so it was a few days ago, Louisville.
He's going to play AAA, which is amazing. But because TJ Friedel, the starting center fielder, and very much a player like Jacob, fast, good, hits well, runs well, he's out for months.
That's the only bone I've broken is a wrist injury falling on the ice. So
it takes a while to heal. Then, yeah, that's a tough one. So they're not sure when he can get back. So that's the Grace husband, Jacob Hurtaby's update is that he's back at the big league camp.
Okay.
Could be back down today.
Okay.
I mean, but he is on the 40-man roster. That makes it easier to shuffle. If otherwise, you got to go to negotiations and contract deals with stuff. So,
gotcha.
Anyway, that's what we got. But we are just a week away from baseball.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of buzz in the Cardinals, fandom of saying, why did you extend Ollie Marmol? He had 71 and 91 in his first season.
Huh.
And they gave him 2 more years. Why? I don't know. Okay. I know that's out there.
Okay.
All right. 844.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
Join us for the 3rd annual Inspire Your Wedding Showcase at the Orpheum, Saturday, March 23rd, 2 to 5 p.m. in Champaign, Illinois. With a passion for the wedding industry, I wanted to bring a different format to Central Illinois vendors and couples. Our premier wedding expo is an interactive, immersive, and inspirational experience to connect, learn, and book wedding vendors, as well as learn new 2024 trends, get inspired table design looks, bridal, groom, mom fashion ideas, and walk away with a swag bag filled with goodies. Head to inspireyour.com to get your showcase ticket.
What does the Apple Dumpling restaurant offer?
The Apple Dumpling serves up homemade favorites, fried chicken, sandwiches, delicious chicken and noodles, beef and noodles, meatloaf, all kinds of comfort food.
And of course, the Apple Dumpling with a scoop of ice cream, perhaps.
Visit this community treasure if you're looking for great people, great atmosphere, and great food in Urbana.
The Apple Dumpling Restaurant, open Tuesdays through Saturdays with a lunch buffet on Sundays. On High Cross Road in Urbana, you can look up the Apple Dumpling on Facebook.
All right, sports headlines, ESPN 93.5.
We were talking about the Cincinnati Reds and Jacob Hurtaby's. The St. Louis Cardinals are playing Miami at noon, and then they're playing New York at 5:10. We have the Chicago Cubs in action against Arizona. And, we're looking forward to the season starting on March 28th.
Yep.
St. Louis Cardinals will be facing the LA Dodgers out on the West Coast. And the Cubs will be facing the Texas Rangers. I believe that's an evening game over on US 105.9.
Yeah, they're the world champs, so that's kind of tough start for both the Cubs and Cardinals playing the richest team, the Dodgers, and the best players, the Dodgers, and then Cubs have to play the World Series champions.
Right.
So there's that.
Speaking of baseball, Illinois and Bradley. If you want to head to Illinois Field for that 6 o'clock first pitch, our softball team at ISU, that starts at 5. Illinois women's basketball will be playing Missouri State in the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament Thursday at 6 as a number 4 seed. And, of course, our Illini will be taking on Morehead State at 2:10 on Thursday in Omaha, and ranked number 10 in the latest poll. So they'll be leaving, and we've got Luke Goody on later on today.
Yeah, I just heard Luke will be on after 4. They fly on Big Silver Bird. What time are they leaving? Anyway, it's a little earlier, so they'll be in Omaha when he calls in.
And we were talking with Greg Soya about some wintry conditions, I believe, too. So
well, not as bad as we thought.
Okay,
it's going to probably be okay. Be a little slushy if you're going that direction, but players will be in place later today, and let's take on. So the Illini are taking off at noon.
Okay.
And then 4 o'clock looks good in his schedule. Again, things change. Brad might say, "Hey, we're going to do this," and they change, so we're hoping 4:05 is when Luke Goody's calling in,
And
get
thanks
some insight.
for your support, First Federal and Max Twin City Recycling, along with Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing. So we've got Thad Ward, who was bumped up, and spring practice for our Illinois football starts today.
Yeah, excited about that. All right, 8:48.
Are you ready? A free trip to the most lavish resort out of this world. The most spectacular landscapes and majestic views ever imagined, where all human pains, afflictions, worries, concerns, they'll all be gone for eternity. You're right, it will be heaven. Well, it is very simple. Start your journey today. The Lord opens His welcoming arms to greet you. And this week, visit His house. Attend church services of your choice. We have found the Lord at Muhammad Christian Church. Listen to the words. Jesus will guide you as to where you need to be. And for our friends in nursing homes or assisted living, please attend your weekly prayer services. It is that simple. Start your journey today. The Lord will put His arm around you and give you comfort. Take away all your problems, anxieties, and pains for eternity. Are you ready? The Lord has been expecting you.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. Weather brought to you by Kurt Lenschau. He's at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Okay, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and vicinity roller coaster ride of weather and temperatures here over the next 5 to 10 days. Windy and milder this afternoon. Mostly sunny, cold start to the day, but will moderate to 58 this afternoon with low afternoon humidity. That west-southwesterly wind later this afternoon, though, gusting to 40 miles per hour. Tonight, spring clocks in at 10:06 this evening. Not as cold, clear, and 33. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, windy, and chillier, though, with a northwest to north wind, the high at 46. Another hard freeze tomorrow night will bottom out at 26 with increasing clouds for the day on Thursday. A little rain late in the day. High temperature around 45. There may be rain and wet snow, would you believe, here. Friday morning with a mostly cloudy, chilly day at 48, 49 degrees, the high there. 47, a partly cloudy, cool Saturday. Back up to near 50 on Sunday. A little bit of rain or sprinkle activity late in the day. Then widespread rains get going into Monday and Tuesday. A couple of thunderstorms, highs there. We'll get close to 60 degrees. And once again, maybe some heavy rainfall over parts of the area. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting at Midwest, Greg Solgay.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
and I'm Luke Goody from your men's basketball team. Steve, I have a question.
Shoot!
We've talked about Sony, but I know you have LG and Samsung too. Aren't they all kind of the same?
That's a tough one. Samsung is famous for their bright, colorful picture and the frame TV.
They look like art, right? What about LG?
Okay, Sony invented OLED, but LG perfected OLED manufacturing. That efficiency makes LG the #1 selling OLED TV in the country, and their build quality is excellent.
Yeah, they're really flat too. So, why Sony?
Sony makes movies, cameras, monitors. Accurate image is crucial. Colors, skin tones, contrast, motion handling are just some of what Sony does better. Sony buys panels from Samsung and LG and improves them with their own video processing.
Wait, a Sony might have an LG screen?
Yeah, or even Samsung. You've heard how a great coach can take your team and beat his?
I get it. Sony can use other guys' parts and still make a winning product?
All to get that red hair just the right shade and no blur on the swish.
Yeah, so a week from tomorrow, Tim Onstad, who's a smoke show star on Thursday, is going to come and do a practice grill for his competition in April. And that's where he'll have chicken, pork, ribs, and brisket.
Nice.
That he'll present to the boys doing the show. But again, with the Illini, Derek Piper might not be here, which is great. I mean, we'd make the second weekend. And then Lonte schedules all over the board with Andrews baseball. So we'll see. Whoever's here is going to get some food. And I'll be here. You'll be
I'll
here.
be here.
Kyle Tosk will be here.
Yes.
So we'll have a show. We'll just call Rob Judson.
I've got a
get him to
Wednesday
co-host or something.
Parkland guy, Jack Humphreys, who's coming in too. So, yeah, we'll be good.
It'll be fun. Anyway, week from Thursday. And all we're doing is telling you, and then we'll get reactions to our people on the radio, what the taste is like. But this is like the #1 brisket maker in the world. So that's going to be fun.
Ever. Yes.
Okay, so that's a week from tomorrow. Okay,
we got the first day of spring, so enjoy and, enjoy the day.
Yep. Thank you, Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie Jay. Back tomorrow on the radio. Boys this afternoon after 3. Luke Goody after 4. ESPN 93.5. Have a great Tuesday.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Think warm thoughts and get your pool plans ready now. Buy a membership at the Urbana Park District Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center. There's a huge discount for individual and family memberships. Go in person to the Phillips Recreation Center or the Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center. Call 217-367-1544. Check out the pool with the Urbana Park District. You belong here. urbanaparks.org.
Jets is hiring. Call 217-352-9992 or stop into 1907 West Springfield Avenue near Round Barn in Champaign. Jets is open till 10 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays till midnight. Are you looking for a side hustle? Here's Josh from Jets talking about the benefits of doing deliveries.
When I was a delivery driver, it was amazing how much the actual amount of money I had just shot right up. You have money in your pocket every single day.
For details on joining the team, visit jetspizza.com.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Since 1917, Clay Dooley Tire and Auto has been committed to helping you drive with confidence. Firestone Tires can make all the difference on the road. Plus, take advantage of the road-ready financing options. Get the tires and services you need now and pay over time. Clay Dooley Tire and Auto, just off Neal Street. Call 217-352-4286.
Clay Dooley Tire and Auto. Proven trusted, your friends and family.
Welcome to Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
Hi, I'm looking for a refrigerator.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Oh, yeah, well, I just need a refrigerator. Don't need the whole store.
But you get it, the whole store.
My kitchen is only about this big.
You get me.
Hello.
All those delivery, installation, and service technicians in back.
Wow, all those people?
The Dick Van Dyke 5-10-year protection plan, which means in the unlikely event something goes wrong in the first 5 years, your repair cost is nothing.
Nothing?
10 years parts coverage on the major components.
Looks like I'm getting more than a refrigerator today. How much does this whole store cost me?
Nothing.
Come on.
For real. We guarantee to beat any